the stream. It's a relatively short recap today because part of the session was taken up by combat last session. I'm gonna say 10 points on your points cards today.
I am trading for a Grand Charm.
Let's go. Are you the only Grand Charm today?
Not sure. I might get a Grand Charm and a little one. I might just use all my points.
Alright. I don't think there's anything left in this. Let's see. Is anybody getting regular charms before we roll the grand for Jesus? No on Flash.
I'll take one tiny one.
Nerissa will get one tiny one. Nerissa, for you, you get the lasso charm. As an action, throw a charm at a creature within 30 feet. It bursts into a roll of magical ropes that wraps itself around the creature. They must make a 15 dex save or be restrained. And they can use an action on subsequent turns to try to make the check again to get out. For you, Jesus, I'll do your little charm first. You get the Charm of Two Minds. As a bonus action, you can concentrate on 2 spells at once, and the effect ends when one of the spells ends.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's a nice little fun one. And then for your Grand Charm of Clarity. You can't be surprised, and you have advantage on initiative rolls.
Awesome.
Nice.
I can actually set that up on your character sheet. Advantage on initiative. Hell yeah. Here we go. As for the recap, we started the session with combat as the team faced off against a giant bone leviathan with a glowing eye called a Fin Warden that appeared to be protecting a powerful magical orb floating inside. While swimming to bait the Fin Warden, Nerissa found herself defended by a strange-looking panther fish creature resembling a displacer beast, which also had the shape of the one that she saw in her dream when she was dying. With much ease, the crew was able to divide and conquer and divide the Fin Warden's attention, quickly overtaking it and defeating it, causing it to explode in a strange death knell. Once defeated, the orb appeared to no longer be anchored in place, allowing them to take it, and the Fin Warden also left behind a piece of itself. Nerissa grabbed the orb, having a vision from the perspective of the dead god, watching a world evolving before its eyes. In this vision, Nerissa also learned that the god's name was Tal Korith. While most of the crew was taking on the Fin Warden, Valerith continued to work on refining healing potions for the healing arrows that he'd been working on. He was able to use some coral from the surrounding area as a filter to get a pure enough refinement that he could pack a healing potion into a smaller payload. The crew found that the cleaning crew paid off the IOUs from Tremala, and now that debt is instead owed to the guild. And I did write that down. You guys owe 5,125 gold. The crew continued their downtime that they'd started when we departed Rudalius. Brunk wrote a training manual to help Valerith learn how to wield a two-handed weapon, which is going to give him a +1 on his roll for that. +1. Jesus locked in with cracking Lyric's egg, solving all of the remaining lines. Doing so did not cause the egg to hatch, but did give the crew some insight into basically hints translated from the music notes. And those words or those sequences of music notes or moon song, when not directly singing at it, meld into a single note that when you hit that note reveals those words again. Nerissa, with Q's help, made a blueprint for Jesus for the staff portion of his mushroom staff. And Valerith, with Jesus' help, learned how to swim. Or not to swim, how to fish.
Fish.
How to fish. And that's it. That's where we left off. We left off. You're still kind of in the midst of downtime. And I guess we'll start really at the top of the order for that, which would be Brunk.
I'm going to be super honest right now. I am mostly drawing a blank about potential downtime activities at the moment. I am like, one of the things I really want to do is continue research stuff on trying to open the egg. About the only thought that I've had about that is to sit down and have a conversation with our mage, our new sorcerer warlock mage, our warlock guy that we just rescued, and we got him the crown and stuff. And the name is escaping me right now.
Lazarus.
Lazarus.
Lazarus. Yeah. Let me make sure I've got notes added. The only reason why I'm thinking of him first is because I know that Lyric / Zalia has been around a long time, and she's probably, Brunk's probably assuming that she's old, and he's thinking somebody like either him or let me put my glasses on so I can actually see the screen. Either he or even Scam might be knowledgeable enough in old lore, perhaps, that maybe they can help us make sense of the solutions, the words that have appeared now on the egg. What Jesus was able to solve in the past session.
Okay.
So I don't know how much help that would be. I feel like I don't know what questions, like I could keep consulting with my commune thing, but with a bunch of yes or no questions, I don't know if right now is the time to continue using those, because honestly, I don't know what questions to ask. So that's kind of where I feel like we're stuck at the moment.
Asking asking a question isn't a downtime activity, though it may help in determining what you want to do for downtime.
Sure.
What particular again, they're people that are on your ship. You can openly ask them questions. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, then I guess, from the get-go there, I would the first person I would consult with would be Lazarus, to see if he's got any kind of ideas as to, I'm taking any answers. I'll ask him, I'll ask Scam, and I'd ask, even Rosalia. Those three strike me as the three that would be the most likely ones that I would consult in an effort to try to continue working on this puzzle. But I'm not sure what questions to ask of them other than, hey, now we have this answer that Jesus was able to obtain. We know the letters kind of correlate with music. The letters and the words correlate with music. We know that this, it plays a note, a tone whenever we just don't know what else we're not sure where to go from here right now. And Brunk's not an intelligent guy, so he's kind of struggling with trying to find solutions, which mirrors my own issues right now.
Mm-hmm. So it depending on who you ask, you will get different answers. Not too informative.
I'd start with Lazarus. Lazarus, because I know that he's been around a while. That's the reason why I feel like consulting him and or Scam, because they've been around a while. And I get the impression Rosalia's been around a while too.
Yeah.
But
it is Lazarus who will have the best answers for you. Bringing him the information and giving him the words, he'll kind of think it over and he'll be like, I mean, most of these make some sense. He looks and he kind of like thinks over for a bit and he says, well, lament, lament, it's hard to understand how these relate, but lament and Illyria would point to maybe emotional states, lament or grief.
Not a person.
So, Illyria is becoming, or like a joyous state of mind.
Okay.
Illyria is the opposite of lament, I guess. Or at least that's Lazarus. That's how he would interpret it. He's like, that's how I would interpret it. The opposite of lament is Illyria. But some of these aren't opposites. Like realms and healer doesn't make sense as opposites. Recall and relate don't really make sense as opposites, but they all.
What if these are like instructions or like an order to do things in order to, like, you have to achieve you have to do things in order to satisfy each thing.
Or maybe an offering of them?
Okay. An offering.
For instance, if it is the case, as you were saying, instructions, instead of relating these things as words, what if it was related to maybe items? For instance, there is a flower that used to grow in Rovane called Harper's Lament. It was often used as a flower that we would give at funerals.
Okay. So each of these could be, like, there's specific actions that need to be done in order to, or an offering that needs to be made, or maybe a group, like 6 items that, if all brought together, like ingredients for like a spell
or a key. Key in a metaphorical sense, of course, not like a physical key.
Not like a musical key, but like a map key.
Maybe even possibly a musical key. Could be that you need some kind of songs or some kind of something involving music that embodies each of these.
I mean, I think about lament, I think about like a funeral song. So like your flower thing is also kind of in the same thing, like where, like, it's a sad song.
Right.
But then like recall could be like a memory. Like you're sharing a memory or something. I mean, and then we start talk. I mean, I know what a healer is. I kind of understand what realms are. I'm not. I mean, I can. So I understand the word relate. Huh. Well, thank you, Lazarus. I guess that's gives me some more thought, more to think about.
Happy to help where I can. Least I could do for you. He will say, I've never seen anything like this egg before.
Well, the first time when I first found the egg, it was like, it was a puzzle. And I just, like, twisted it and kind of just, I think I just randomly got lucky and managed to find the solution by just playing with the egg until it opened. But this time is harder because, you know, there's words and music and stuff, and I'm not a smart guy, you know?
Could it be that it became more complex because what is inside became more complex?
You mean Lyric's gonna be different when she comes out?
I couldn't say for sure, but if the puzzle was harder, that means maybe there was more energy involved? Just a thought, just a theory.
Huh. Okay.
With that in mind, I'll come back to you for downtime. I'll go at the bottom of the list and kind of work our way back here. And that means Valerith, what do you want to do for your next downtime activity?
Let's see, for a 5. That I can't do. That I can't do. That I can't really do. I'm going to see if I can, using the residue of that growth potion, see if I can start figuring out at least 1 or 2 of the ingredients in it.
Okay.
I know there's not going to be much in there, so that's why I'm like, well, we'll give it a shot.
Okay.
So, yeah. Let's see. Inventory should be alchemist tools. Should be, or alchemist supplies.
And what are you setting your DC as? Is this just your 5?
It's just going to be a 5 because I know there's not a lot left in there, and I'm not tried. I know if I get anything, it'll be luck. So, but I'm not anticipating with what's left in there and the DC of a 5 to completely crack the code. So even if I can figure out 1 ingredient now, you know, when we get back or when we land somewhere, if we can find another potion, I can work on the other one, and I'm like already 50, 30, whatever percentage to figuring it out so we can make them on our own.
Okay.
So, as long as I don't roll a 1. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do for the other one. Holy shit. Okay. Did I manage to figure anything out?
15, 10 over. You figure out 2 of the 3 ingredients just with the residue that you have. You have just enough in there. Okay. Surprisingly, these are, from what you discern from it, These are probably ingredients that you may have worked with before. They are on the rarer side for the most part. The ones that you get are giant wolf spider hair.
Okay.
And sour grass.
Okay.
Sour grass, you also know, is a pretty common plant that grows near Brom in Rudalius.
All right. Well, looks like I'm going to spend some time out in the woods when we get back.
Yeah, easy peasy. That was a success. Nerissa.
Last downtime, I made the blueprint for the mushroom staff and did not do great.
I mean, Nerissa doesn't know that she didn't do great, but you did fail the roll, yes.
Yeah. She thinks it looks awesome.
Yeah.
She's like, hell yeah, this is the best thing ever.
I'm pretty sure you rolled a 2 on your Arcana to... No, you rolled a 5. Yeah, you rolled a 2
but
plus
I still
your
got
3.
a 17, I think.
Or
was that a different roll?
That was a different roll.
Okay. I forgot. Either way, I didn't do... I think I did great. Or Nerissa thinks she did great, but... Okay. I think with the confidence of making such a great... Also, because, Jesus, you said you wanted to use, like, your downtime to actually work with the staff once I built it, right?
Yeah, that's what I was planning to do for my 30 roll.
All right, with the confidence of having made such an awesome blueprint, and she's rolling on the high from that, she's going to want to just get right to working on the staff, I think. Would you let me, since I have a blueprint, do it for my 20 roll?
Yeah.
All right, I will make this staff. What do you want me to roll? And can I get help from anyone or anything like that?
I would allow help from Jesus because this is a shared project.
It's for job. Yeah. All right, Jesus, help me.
Yeah, absolutely. I could help with this.
Yeah, you pass me tools while I work on them.
Yeah.
What I need from you is... Where are your tools?
Is it my tinker's tools?
Well,
or my smith's tools?
That's the thing. I think it's going to be...
Because I'm not tinkering with something that exists already.
The skill that I would normally want you to roll, you don't have, and that is kind of a problem.
What skill is it?
Carpenter's tools. Because you're shaving wood. You're shaving a block of magic wood to turn it into a staff.
I do have carpenter's tools that I could lend her.
But she doesn't know how to use them.
Oh, okay.
I can give you a hammer, but doesn't mean you know how to swing it. You know what I mean? You can make
this is gonna be interesting.
So I'm going to say that on this roll, normally Jesus would give you advantage, but because you don't have a proficiency in carpenter's tools, you'd be rolling it at normal.
Okay, so am I borrowing the carpenter tools then? Words are hard.
That is the roll that I would need for turning the wood into a staff.
Okay.
And would I be able to give her... I have a dexterity charm. It would raise her dexterity by 6 for a minute. If it's a dexterity roll that she's doing.
Excuse me.
My dex is already a 20, but a 26 dex would be interesting. Is that what it is? Is it a dex roll?
I think it would be a dexterity roll here. Like a dexterity-based roll here.
Because
it's you working with your hands
tools on my character sheet, so
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving her the dexterity charm if that would help.
Yeah, because normally what your tool proficiency does is lets you add your proficiency bonus to ability checks that use that tool. So in this case, like you wouldn't get your regular. You wouldn't get a proficiency bonus.
Okay.
I don't know what I want you to do here. That's tricky. You don't have the proficiency in the tool that you would need to be able to do this. Having the tool isn't enough.
Do we know anybody that does?
I don't think you have anybody on board that has a proficiency in
Yeah, but we've got
carpenter's
crystals.
tools.
We could call somebody. We could phone a friend.
Jesus, are
We've
you
got
proficient
Sam
in your own
Longfellow guy.
tools?
I'm not proficient yet. I was planning in a later downtime to get proficiency in these tools.
Fair.
We could call Samson Longfellow. He was the son of a woodworker. Phone a friend.
What you're going to do is you're going to very gently slide it along the wood.
I mean, it's not the worst idea.
What if I used my smith's tools to smith a cool thing that the wood can like be in? So it's like a metal and wood staff. And then I don't have to carve the wood, but I'm using a set of tools that I have and am proficient in. Like, how big is this piece of wood? Is it like a stick or is it like a big log?
It's like a big log.
Oh.
It's a big log of magical wood. But like it needs to be like shaved down and shaped properly to form a staff that will work correctly.
I thought it was gonna be like a stick or like a branch, like a small branch, maybe. Okay, if it's a big log, then that idea probably doesn't work.
I don't hate the idea of an artificer trying to adapt with the tools that they know how to use. I will give you Tinker's tools, but the roll will have to be with advantage. There's no way
disadvantage?
With disadvantage, sorry. There's no way that Jesus can help you here.
Yikes. Here's my inspiration.
Okay.
So that's a big fail, and I don't want a stress token if I can avoid it. Ah!
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, the dice gods hate me tonight. Whatever. It is what it is.
Jesus, this might be the only chance that you can help her. Do you give up your inspiration to help her, or do you save it for your 30 roll?
Oh,
I might destroy this block of wood if I fail by this much.
yeah.
Like we probably won't have this block of wood to work with again.
Can I give her enhance ability spell to counteract the disadvantage, so that she's just making a normal roll?
I'm going to say no here.
Okay.
I'm gonna save my inspiration. I understand the block of wood's gonna get destroyed.
Sorry.
I have a backup for my 30 roll, and I do have extra wood just in case. So, but I know you're gonna be getting a massive stress token for this.
Yeah. Oh well. That's what it is.
So you go to use your tinker's tools to try and do a carpenter's job. You hack into this wood, trying to splinter it down, but Nerissa's a bit of a perfectionist, and trying so desperately to get it right, by the time you are finished, it's basically toothpicks. You've got like just shards and splinters of this magical wood scattered all over the ground. I'm not going to give you a stress token here, but your tinker's tools are broken.
How do I note that on my character sheet?
You should have just tinker's tools on your character sheet. I don't know where they are.
Yeah, they're under my tool proficiency.
But you should have the actual item on your character sheet. It's strange that you don't. I
have thieves' tools, smith's tools, leatherworker's tools, and jeweler's tools, but no tinker's tools on here.
Well, we're gonna say you did have them because it doesn't make sense that as an artificer that you didn't, but you don't anymore. So I just didn't. It saved me from having to delete something from the character sheet.
Oh, so like I can't even repair them then?
You can try.
That's what I was trying to like. I was hoping to denote it as like broken.
Well, yeah. I'd say make a separate like just little loot. Like just add a new loot for now and put in broken tinker's tools. You won't be able to roll them right now to make checks. And yeah, that special magical wood is gone.
Now that they're tiny pieces, could I collect those pieces and use my smith's tools at a later time to build like something that could encase them like I was saying initially?
You could absolutely collect those pieces. You can attempt anything. Will you? Will it work? I don't know.
I can try. I'm gonna collect the broken pieces of magical wood. Unless you want them, it is your wood. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You could keep it for a future project. That's okay. It happens. All good.
Okay. I'm gonna add that as magical wood chips.
Yeah. Jesus, what are you doing for your next downtime?
I was gonna use my 5 roll to play some music just to boost the crew's spirits for their 30 roll to see if I could enhance their 30 roll anyway.
Okay.
Specifically, I want to play AC/DC's Thunderstruck on the lute.
Okay. Not a song in this universe, but
It is now.
I guess you wrote it.
He just made it.
Thunder Crash by Jesus Christ.
So performance.
Performance.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pop the charm of personality just to boost my personality charm. My charisma is now 24 for this.
Okay. A 27. So you're trying? Are you trying to give a plus to people for their rolls, or are you just trying to give them advantage on their rolls?
I was hoping to give them a plus on their rolls.
Okay.
Come on, plus 20.
Nice try. No, it's a good roll though. Everybody's gonna get a +4 on their 30 rolls. As the sorcerer does a great job of being a bard. Brunk, we're back to you.
Brunk is kind of lost in this whole process right now, and he's frustrated. And when he gets frustrated, he wants to make shit. I think I want to use brewer supplies, and I want to try to make rum.
Make rum.
Yep, like start the process for, because it's going to have to ferment right now, so that's like a downtime activity. So the goal here being to try to.
Do we have enough potatoes?
That's vodka.
I don't need potatoes. I need water. I need molasses, or like sugar. Maybe some brown sugar, which we probably have because we bake because Watt's probably baking a bunch of shit. I need some yeast. And I need something to put it in and like cork it so it can ferment.
Yeah, I will say that you are probably very well equipped to be able to make most like liquors that require fermentation.
I've got spices and everything that I would need to make spiced rum. So, there's a reason why rum was made frequently on the high seas. But I've never done it before. So obviously, I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if that'd be a 30 roll, but though I think it'd probably be.
No, I'd say DC 20 feels appropriate there. I wouldn't make you use your 30. Obviously, you have the option to, but 20 seems reasonable for like a new skill, basically, or utilizing a new skill.
Yeah.
Now, do you have? Yeah, you've got a proficiency in brewer supplies.
Yep.
Which is huge.
Yep. Well, I mean, my intelligence being what it is I get a +3 on the roll. So I'm thinking about giving myself a little. Well, wait a minute. Huh. Okay. So here's what I want to do, because this is fun. I want to use one use of my Charm of Delicious Spices for the spiced portion of the rum aspect.
Okay.
I also have my handy spice pouch. So
okay.
I've got plenty of options there to use to make it. The spiced rum, making spiced rum should not be a problem.
No.
I think I will hit myself with my enhance ability for my intelligence, just to give myself advantage on the roll.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, I'm actually going to, instead of using your intelligence modifier here, I'm going to let you use your wisdom modifier.
Okay. Okay.
So you'll get +2.
Yeah, it is kind of alchemy.
Yeah.
I mean, Wadjet, have you ever made booze before?
I make things that kill people, so same.
Valerith is like,
this could kill people eventually. Rum could, if you drank too much rum, you could die. So
imagine if we concentrated it.
You can have some to play with later, or you can, siphon off some for an offshoot to play with.
Look, I've got alchemy tools.
Make a large...
We've got an alchemy station. I'm pretty sure we have everything that's needed to distill this out for you.
Listen, from what I understand here, we have to use a gallon of hot water, and then 5 gallons of cold water. So we're talking about a lot of rum here.
Okay.
Talking about a lot of rum. Or we can cut down the amount to practice with the first round, And maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should cut it in half for now.
Why cut it in half?
Make a small batch. Well, I'm just saying, make a small batch.
We've got all the water we need.
Huh?
We've got all the water we need. We can desalinate that.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have to do that first. We don't want to be drinking. We don't want to be putting salt water in it. That'd be craziness. That'd be crazy talk. Unless somebody has a source for fresh, clean water. Does anybody have create water? Can anybody create water? Can Rosalia create water? I don't think
I have create water, but I think we discussed that because I'm from the sea, I would create salt water. But is it that I could create salt water, or that that's all I create? I don't know if that was the
No,
difference.
I think it would be an optional thing for you.
Okay, I could create water for you.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see here. It says you create up to 10 gallons of clean water within range in an open container. And I think it was, we allowed you to also alter that, to flavor that as salt water as well, because you require salt water to live in your tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's make some booze.
You got plenty of sources. You got you're adding extra, like you're giving that little bit of extra with this spice pouch and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say with the +2 for proficiency from wisdom, you're also going to get an additional +2, like +1 for each of those additional elements that you're adding. So another +2.
Gotcha. Okay. Come on, whammy. No whammies. No whammies. What was my result? I didn't see it. What is it?
It's a 19.
27 and a 19.
19.
No, 20. Yeah, 19. Sorry.
Shit. I'm going to use my inspiration for the day and reroll.
Yep.
Come on. Come on, Schwartz. Come on, Schwartz.
I believe.
Am I just rolling normal this time as a single reroll?
No, with advantage again.
Come on.
That's much better. That is absolutely much better.
And I beat it by 5. Yeah.
So, rum is a process. It's a process of time. You can make the best setup, and you still need to wait for it to ferment. So you won't know the full potential of it for however long you let it sit. The bare minimum that you need it to ferment is 24 to 48 hours. But the ideal fermentation time, you're looking at 5 to 14 days before you distill it and set it to age. I will say, with Valerith's alchemical knowledge, with your cooking knowledge, and your knowledge of you have brewing supplies as a proficiency, so you know what you're doing. You know that, like, just from the smell, just from the initial kind of like little taste test, as you get it set for fermentation, that this is going to be incredibly like it's going to taste insanely great once it's done, and once the process is completed.
Name for this. Can I add that to my cookbook as a recipe?
You absolutely can add that to your cookbook as a recipe. You can you could go ahead and make it your own personal rum recipe.
I'll just duplicate a recipe and come up with a name.
You know what would be handy? You need somebody who knows chronomancy. You can find somebody who knows chronomancy so that you can speed up time frames and not have to wait like a week, fucking 8 weeks for processing fucking items that you guys are trying to create.
Right.
But yeah,
figure out how to get dolls to work.
To get what?
Those dolls, the woodcarver's dolls, to work.
That's true.
For extra set of hands on doing things.
Yeah, if you can get those up and running as like automatons on your ship, that is going to be very helpful. But yeah, you learn, not only learn how to make rum, but your first batch is probably going to be better than most people's first batch.
Yeah, dog.
And 25, I gotta give you a little something extra. You did get 5 over. I'm gonna say that your rum, because of the way you process it and because you've included magic in your ingredients, is going to give people who drink it +1 on their charisma rolls for an hour after consumption.
Yes, because everybody needs a little liquid courage and
Exactly.
when they're drinking, right?
And with that, we move back to Valerith. Everybody's on their 30 rolls now.
Yep. So literally all I have left of stuff that I was trying to do is basically skills improvements, ability score improvements, develop a fear powder somehow, or learn how to use carpenters and woodcarvers tools. This is going to be fun.
Did you just add that to the list?
Yes, actually, because I have both, and I have the dolls. I have the tools already. I just don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
And after watching what happened and the toothpicks that we got from it,
yeah, you like no way Nerissa was there by herself doing it. Fucking like just watching her just like take these tinker's tools and just hacking at the wood.
Not only was I not by myself, I was so confident in my blueprint that I was like, hey, anyone who wants to come watch me build a masterpiece, come check it out. So confident from that blueprint.
So yeah, can't really do acrobatic or athletics on the ship. There's really not that much space. Definitely can't do anything for con improvement. Wouldn't help me right now anyway. Thank you, magic items. Acrobatics, fished. I just don't have access to do the fear powder, so to the materials that I need for it. So I really can't do that one. So out of everything that I'd like to learn, it really comes down to carpenter's tools and woodcarver's tools. And gaining proficiency with those. Which, even if I took my 4 from Dex, my 4 from the one-time roll bonus, I would need a 20.
You're getting +4.
Yeah,
that's including the +4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The only way I can do it is I need a 20.
You could add,
unfortunately,
you could add Q in for another +3, but if you fail, then something bad happens to Q.
See, I don't want anything bad to happen to him, but all that does is improve my range from. I have to have a 20 to I can get a 19 or a 20 now. I mean, it's a 10% success chance. What could go wrong, right?
So you're going to try to learn how to use the woodcarver's tools?
Yeah, and hopefully not cut myself or losing a digit.
What material are you practicing on? Like, where are you getting the wood from? You just using like wood that you guys stored for ship prep?
Yeah, just like a chunk that we would use to throw in the oven.
Okay.
For baking. And just I'm a terrible artist, but I'm just gonna try to figure out how the wood moves. I mean, how it feels, like what it wants to be. I'm gonna be zen with it.
Valerith attempting to learn woodworking is gonna be like me trying to learn jewelry and metals.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I went to college for a semester for jewelry and metals, and I was very bad at it. Very, very bad at it. I dropped out of it because I was not good. I made monstrosities, not masterpieces.
I have the little board of like wire examples.
And what were you gonna say, Nerissa?
Can I help? Perhaps by just like giving like encouragement and like using my own knowledge of how other tools work, and if not that, then if you're trying to carve like a sculpture or something, can I like either sit and pose as a live model or like set up like a little like life drawing scene out of like fruits and bottles and stuff and like other cool things I've found?
See, that makes more
That
sense.
would
I feel
be-
like trying to directly teach him or help him with wood carving would be a disadvantage, not an advantage. But but
But if
offering
he's trying to like sculpt something specific, I could like set up some like cool inspiration.
that makes more sense. So I'll say you get advantage on this roll thanks to Nerissa helping you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm as much as I want to shoot for the moon, just learning how to do it, I think probably sticking with something I'm as familiar with as possible. So like some kind of flower, an intricate leaf design with the veins in it that you can see. Something.
Nerissa can go dive for some cool seaweed or something.
Actually, the coral would be great if I did the carpenter's tools for drilling and whatnot. But I mean, even seaweed would be at least an inspiration on a leaf. To be honest, it'd be better than
Yeah, because
better
we
than
probably don't
nothing.
have many leaves at sea, but I can go get some like cool sea plants for you
We got a
to.
shitload of mushrooms.
We do have a lot of mushrooms. I'll set up like a little scene with like some mushrooms and some random leaves that I've found in the sea and stuff. I'll make it aesthetically pleasing for you.
Yeah, this is gonna be this will be entertaining.
So you'll get advantage on your roll.
Okay.
You have a guaranteed +4 and an additional +3 if you want to involve Q.
Okay. Dexterity? Yay, nay?
You're trying to learn how to use carpenter's tools?
Woodworker's tools in this
Woodworker's tools?
case.
Yes, dexterity, but I'm gonna say specifically here, it's the same proficiency, like the bonus that you're gonna get, but it's gonna be sleight of hand.
Okay. All right, so sleight of hand plus basically 7 with Q assisting.
7 with Q assisting, 4 without him assisting. And with advantage. It might be helpful to have Q here. Obviously, you don't want to fail too hard because like it'll be worse and worse for Q and you if you do, but
I didn't intend to do that. I apologize. I was
trying to set
clicking.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 7, have Q assist. Okay. Yeah, so with Q assisting, with the diorama that Nerissa has set up, and having witnessed what happens when you use the wrong tools for the wrong job, let's see if I can not cut my own fingers off.
Is that a 2
Really?
and a 2?
How? Okay, well, let's just use my inspiration. How did I get the same thing twice? All right, still advantage doing inspiration?
Yeah.
Better. Missed it by 1.
That's much better. It's not a fail. It is not a fail by 5, and that is the important part. We know that 30s are hard. We know that sometimes you're bound to fail. We walk into this knowing that we'll fail and hoping that we succeed. So it's not horrible. You're not going to get any.
It's not a heart demon.
Yeah, nothing bad is happening to you here. You just don't quite get it. This is outside of your wheelhouse. It is not the regular. You've got the tools, you've got everything in front of you, but you are used to alchemical work, and this is just a lot more hands-on than Valerith is used to.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that because you didn't fail so hard, on subsequent attempts of this on future downtimes, it's going to be easier. Even if you set it as your 30, I'm going to basically make it a 25 by giving you +5 to that roll.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So you guys, once again, everybody gathers around, offers their own tips to Valerith. What distracts Valerith in this way? What makes it so that it doesn't click with Valerith?
Probably the fact that I don't know this wood. Like, I'm a wood elf. I know nature, and it's probably that, I just didn't take the time to understand it, to know its history, to know what it was supposed to be, and I tried to make it something that it wasn't.
Yep.
Like it might have supposed to have been a training sword. Who knows?
Again, not horrible. Even like everybody's trying to help. Q's trying to help. Nobody is a wood carver here.
Yeah.
And even like Q, who is kind of like the newborn baby, is like I am a machine and I don't get this.
It's okay. I don't feel bad.
Q's like, is it because I can't understand beauty?
Oh, absolutely not. We just didn't understand the wood.
He just kind of like nods in agreement, but still looks like it has like a confused robot look on his face. And just kind of like turns and walks away. Doesn't really acknowledge it further. He's like, okay, just kind of walks away. Nerissa.
Okay. So I originally was planning on doing more tinkering and artificery stuff to help you, Valerith, but I think I'm kind of shaken on the building and making side of things at the moment, so I'm not going to work on that because I don't want to fail real bad at a second project for a friend at this moment. So I think I'm going to turn my focus towards investigating I want to investigate this new eye thing that I found, like the orb and Talcoreth. I want to see kind of what it's capable of. My investigation is my highest modifier, so I think that's probably my best bet for not failing too miserably, hopefully.
Yeah.
Especially because I used my inspiration already.
So you're like physically investigating the orb, or like doing like kind of like making research notes? How are you tackling this?
I want to physically investigate it, and also I want to try touching it again and seeing if, because I've already got that connection with it, if it'll give me anything else as well.
Okay.
Like, especially since we're on a boat right now, I can't exactly like go to a library and like research anything, so I want to physically like investigate the orb itself, or the eye of Talcoreth, or whatever
It's a great choice for a downtime activity. I don't know about if it's a great choice for a 30 roll, but we're gonna find out.
It's the only one I got left, and investigation's my highest modifier, so
now
I'm gonna investigate something, that's for damn sure.
You're gonna get some bonuses here.
Sweet.
Being that you are the person that touched the orb and got the initial kind of like flash of memory, I'm going to give you +3 on this roll.
Okay. And then +4 from Jesus as well.
And then +4 from Jesus as well. So you're getting a +7. You also have the opportunity to include Q.
I think I will take Q's help.
Okay.
So it's another +3.
So that'll give you +10 to this roll.
Okay, does anyone else have anything they think they could offer to help at all? Or does anyone else want to help me investigate? Like take notes while I touch the orb and vision out or whatever. Whatever ends up happening. Actually, can I ask Jesus' help? Because he has experience with cursed objects.
Yes, absolutely.
Jesus, would you help me, like, potentially be a trip sitter, but maybe, maybe just, like, I don't know, if you can sense anything funky with this, because you've touched cursed things before. Just keep an eye out and help me out while I'm doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome. So +4, +3, +3, and with advantage?
Yep.
I don't feel so bad.
Especially because the one die, like, hovered on the 20 before flipping down to the 2. I'm mad. I'm mad.
And you don't have an inspiration to reroll.
No, I don't. I fucking don't. This is what it is. It's fine.
And that's
And I'm hurting Q, and I'm probably gonna take a stress token. It's whatever. It's fine.
Okay, this is good. Okay.
No, it's not.
You pour over the orb, you look over. Again, you've got that kind of like little like slit light that looks like an eye, like an iris, that is kind of like glancing around the orb. You lay your hands on it and you are charged once again with that energy, and Jesus, you walk as her eyes roll back into her head and start to glow kind of like a faint blue as she kind of integrates with the orb. Nerissa, inside, once again, you are no longer looking through the perspective of this god. Instead, what you see is a scene of maybe there's something that comes from the water, and it looks like you can see the god now, and the god looks almost, it's humanoid, stands like a human, but like the top half of it is kind of like a kraken, like very squid-like. Very Davy Jones-esque, with a giant, almost like, it looks like a blue flame, this singular eyeball that rests in its skull. This time it's not passively sitting and watching things happen. It's not watching things evolve. It looks like it is ready for war. It is itself kind of like geared up with kind of like this like crazy looking combat armor. It looks like it is, you watch as it raises its hands, and it's almost like causing like these huge well, what's the word for it, like these cyclones, these water cyclones. It's causing like several of them in the water that are pulling boats down. It looks like the force that it's fighting against is maybe humanoid creatures that are in boats, and also you're seeing creatures in the water that, after taking a minute to look, you realize are your people. It is merfolk that are also fighting this thing. You watch as it like murders thousands of people before turning and starting to move towards some kind of giant continent, island, you're not sure. But there is a feeling that you, as you watch, there are some of the bravest merfolk that are still standing, that don't turn and run, begin to confront this thing, and you see a familiar face, but not a familiar face. You don't see Carruthers, but you see a turtle man alongside the merfolk that looks a lot like Carruthers. Jesus. Meanwhile, on the outside, you and Q, so Q sees this happening to Nerissa. It seems normal to some, like for a moment, before she starts like gushing blood from like her, like Nerissa's blood, which I think is like blue or like a bluish green or something like that. just like erupts from her nose, from her eyes, as she just begins to bleed from like every hole in her face. Q goes to reach to help her, and there is a feedback from the orb and from her that blows him against the side wall of the ship. And you watch as he just collapses and crumples into a pile of just like machine. He's still in one piece, but like as if just like as if somebody was thrown against a wall. If you were thrown against a wall by a powerful force, you would just like crumple. Same thing happens to him. And in spite of the fact that Q shouldn't feel anything, he groans in pain. Jesus, you seeing this happen, that feedback happens, and for a second, your vision goes black. And when you come to, everyone around you is probably looking at you strangely, and you realize that the reason they're looking at you strangely is you don't know when it happened, but the crown is in your hands and you are about to lower it onto your head.
Oh no. Can I roll to fight putting it on?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw. Jesus, you snap out of it just before the crown hits your head. But as you're bringing it closer, you're hearing the whispers of the Shadow King in your head now, saying, do it. Embrace the power. Put me on. Kill them all.
I quickly throw it back into the bag of holding. I'm like, not today. Not today.
Nerissa. When you snap to, you're able to pull yourself away from the orb. You can, like, you're almost blind from the blood that is just, like, covering your vision. You can feel the blood leaking from your face. You feel weak, as like, your life force feels like it's leaving your body. I'm going to say that it will take more than a long rest. You're going to need something that will, like a remove curse or something like that. Until you do, your hit point maximum is reduced by 10.
I'm not sure how to adjust that on my...
Yeah, let me see. There should be a spot that says max. Let's see if I do minus 10 on there.
That just brought me to 56 out of 66.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be able to raise your HP beyond that. Your full HP currently is 56 out of 66.
Okay. So that way we know it's temporary.
Yeah.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Jesus.
All right.
Well, I won't say meanwhile. Like, what do you do? Nerissa, what do you do? Do you you're feeling weak? You don't collapse, but you feel like you're going to.
I'm probably gonna like slump back in my tank and be like, okay, this needs to go somewhere safe. And was it in the bag of holding before, or did we have somewhere on the ship that we had put it?
I think the orb you were keeping in the ship storage somewhere.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it back in the ship storage and be like, nobody touch that. And then I'm gonna look over at Q and just be like, shit.
Q is like, you being the artificer, Q is looking worse for wear. Whatever force just hit him didn't just he is still functioning. I will say that he's not like he's able to communicate you. There maybe is a hiccup when he is speaking, but otherwise his communication is still pretty clear. But like his limbs are not working. He cannot stand on his own. His arms are just basically broken. You're gonna have to take the time to properly repair him. Like he's just like a heap of metal right now.
Okay. In that case, then instead of just the shit, I'm gonna go over to him and say, "Q, I'm so sorry," and I'm going to try and like help him like up and like get him to like a safer, more comfortable spot instead of crumpled against the wall.
He is waterproof. You could have him in your tank.
Okay.
He's just hanging out. Just weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah,
Moving
we're
him
gonna,
around.
and then I'm gonna go take my tank somewhere and be like, we both need some relaxation, recuperation.
Yep.
Probably just go somewhere to.
Crystal?
We'll probably go near the crystal. I don't know if it'll do anything for us, but I'll go over there just to try and rejuvenate my energy a bit.
Yep. Jesus.
All right. I'm going with my backup 30 roll. Just I'm gonna see if I could persuade Scam to ask that to marry him.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm gonna try to use my 30 roll to see if I could persuade Scam to actually ask that to marry him.
I love you, Jesus. I really do. What is your end goal for this?
Scam actually seems to be into that, and I kind of just want to see it happen.
So, sorry. The better question is, because this is an important role, what does Jesus get out of this aside from the bit? You do this to me often, Justice, and I need you to justify this because you did it with the Wednesday game, which ended up fucking over your crew. And as I love it, I think it's hilarious. But if this is something that fails, that can be detrimental to the people around you, I need to know why it is worth it to you.
Jesus would find it hilarious if it actually succeeded, and he would find it hilarious either way, I guess.
Even if it screws you over in the long run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus is nuts.
Done.
Like this is a personal relationship role type activity.
Oh no. He's because his involvement is just persuading. He's not even trying to build a friendship with Scam. He's trying to convince Scam to do something that he thinks would be funny. For that reason, I'm just going to call it a personal goal.
Okay.
Roll a persuasion.
Okay. Can I ask? Oh, I'm gonna pop that same charm for the last time again.
Okay.
Personality charm, that's its last usage. Brunk, would you want a wingman for me for this? To see if I could get advantage?
I don't know if I want to be a part of this, though.
Don't
Okay.
blame
That's
you.
the
No,
question. Like, if I'm like, you have to understand, I feel like a father figure to that. I don't know if I feel like you're seeking my blessing on this, and I'm not so sure that I'm trying to get like I don't know if I'd give Scam my blessing on this. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the other Scam that we got out of the mirror. I like that guy. This guy's a little weird. He's a little bit of he's a little odd. I don't know if first of all,
we can go back.
we haven't. Let me ask a very clarifying question here. I have been assuming that's gender. I have been assuming that's gender is male. Am I wrong in that?
Yeah, it is a male goblin.
just clarity. I thought so.
But also, they don't unlike us humans in
I don't have
the
any problems with this. I'm just
unlike us humans in the current the timeline here. Goblins have a whole different setup for mating and relationships and stuff like that.
no judgment.
But this
no judgment at all.
Even
Just
even for a goblin, this would be a weird sentiment. So yeah. And Justice, I want you to understand that I'm not mad at you for making this decision. I just need to make it clear that I am your friend. I love you profusely, but as a DM, like you're basically giving me fuel to fuck with you.
Oh yeah. No, I was well aware that this could go backwards and bite the whole crew in the ass.
Okay, yeah.
That's why this was my backup. This was like if my 30 roll initially doesn't work out.
It's such a weird use. You could be doing so many things that could be helping yourself or others on the ship, and your choice is to try and push a marriage between a goblin and a fucking weird fucking creep that was found in a dungeon days ago.
3 days ago. Yeah.
Days ago.
Jesus also has a very soft spot for scam. For some reason, he's drawn to those type of people.
Like my question is, what do you get out of it? I think that's what BHG's question is too. Is like, what do you get out of it? Ultimately.
Sometimes I don't question it. I have to question it here because if this was the first time it happened, I'd be like, oh yeah, whatever, and just roll with it. But in Wednesday game, he got a copy of the transcript for the screenplay for The Werewolf Inside Me as like a TV show that he proceeded to like basically like inception into one of their like lead pilots while she slept. And so for the big battle be against the living planet that they are currently dealing with, she was basically, she had to roll every time to see if she was getting disadvantage on her rolls because she was distracted because of a dream she had for the fun of it. That it could have gone so bad for the party. And so I just want it to be clear that I'm not pulling punches. If you're going to do something goofy, it's great. We'll all have a good laugh, but there will be repercussions if you fail.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's do it then. Let's roll. Let's roll them bones. Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a 31. He pumped his charisma.
Oh my god.
What are you saying to scam?
Oh god.
Hey buddy, like you seem to be really into the idea, and you've been stuck in a hole for 100 years, and that's a catch. You know what you want. You should just go for it, man. You should just go for it.
This is my god. You know, you're right. That makes delicious food. I would marry somebody who made delicious food like that. That is very driven and focused. And I feel like I could provide him the materials he needs to be able to pursue his passion for the rest of his life. He pulls out a ring. I'm not going to make you make an Arcana check for it. The ring is one that is very rare. You've seen it in books. It's an artifact that you've never actually seen one in real life. It looks like it has an inset for 3 little gems, but there is only one left in the center. It says, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask that to marry me. Thanks, Jesus, and claps you on the back and goes down to the brig.
No problem. I clap on the back. I'm like, good luck, man. You got this.
Oh god.
The ring that you saw couldn't be the one that you know, because that's insanely powerful magic. But the book the ring you recognize was one that was supposed to grant wishes.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god.
Jesus,
no.
you go down to watch this scene. Scam likely gets on one knee, says that, I know it's unorthodox, but I think I could see myself being a companion of yours for the rest of our lives. Will you do me the honor of being my goblin wife, husband, partner? That, being a goblin, sees a shiny thing, takes it out of his hand, throws it into his mouth, and swallows it. And says, that accept. They embrace briefly before that tells Scam to sit at the dining table so that he can make him some special bread.
That makes me so happy to see that.
Brunk, what are you doing for your 30 roll?
Oh my god.
Now I gotta set up a red wedding.
Oh god. No. I believe people can make their own choices. I am not in the business of manipulating people to try to do something.
Brunk, you didn't even ask for your blessing.
Oh, Jesus did. Jesus came to me and asked me about helping out with this, and I went, no, I don't think so. You're on your own on that one. This feels a little weird. And he went and did it anyway. And so Scam, being a semi-sound mind and body, I guess, went to that and listen. I look at that as a adopted child, practically. I mean, I don't know if it's because it's a small size, because whatever. I took him under my wing. I look at him as an apprentice, as a surrogate son. I kind of have fatherly feelings towards him. But if he's happy, I'm happy, and he seems happy. So, I mean, I'm going to keep an eye on Scam. But
yeah, I don't blame you.
You always wanted a son-in-law, right?
yeah, apparently now I've got a son-in-law.
Yeah, now you gotta be nice to Scam.
Well, technically, you don't have a son-in-law yet. They're just engaged. They haven't gotten married yet.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there's still time for him to get accidentally knocked overboard and eaten by a giant sea monster, right?
Yeah.
Hey, given our luck, that is possible.
I mean, if he does, he could try and make a wish.
With what ring? It's now inside of that digestive system.
It's
For
kind
at
of,
least the next 24 hours.
yeah.
Or unless it gets stuck there. That's the scary part. Is,
That can just make any wish without even meaning to.
He maybe. Who knows? That could suddenly be like, I wish the ship was made of bread, and all of a sudden you're on the
oh god.
Oh
All of a sudden
no.
we're thinking,
SSS Soggy Serpent.
At first, I thought he was going to use the wish ring to force that to marry him. That's why I was like, "Oh no!" At first.
All he needed
if
was
you
the
had- I
shiny
bet
thing
if
to
you
get
had
him to
failed
agree.
that roll, that's exactly what would have happened.
Oh, if he had failed the
Make
roll,
anybody fall in love with anybody else.
if he had failed the roll, it was going to be a lot worse for everybody. I wasn't joking.
Okay. All right. I am stuck between trying to do something that would amount to a personal goal type of activity, or the only problem is I don't know how to describe the other thing. Like, I don't know how to describe what activity I would do in a further attempt to try to get information about Lyric's state right now. And I just kind of feel like I'm okay. So here's what I'm going to do. While waiting for my I'm just going to go with the thing I intended, or I kind of initially planned to go with. And this will be a personal goal, an attempt to learn something, or to gain something new, to learn something new. What I'm angling for is what I'm thinking about here is the magic initiate feat as a cleric. Either part of it, or whatever judgment on your part of that comes out of this. But the idea is that I'm going to spend time while waiting for my rum to finish fermenting. While that's going on, I'm going to spend time in prayer. I'm going to spend time in prayer to Cord. I'm going to spend some time talking to Rosalia about faith and religion, and how she approaches things versus like how she how she approaches being a cleric, as opposed to, and how it compares to my approach to things as a paladin, because we are both coming at life from a religious kind of orientation, whereas mine's more warrior concept and hers is more guide, maybe is a way to maybe Brunk would put it. Although he quickly recognizes the fact that Rosalia is a warrior in her own right, and he would not take that away from her. He understands that some clerics are more warrior like this, are more warrior priest than others.
Yeah.
I could see him using his commune ability with the sword as part of this prayer activity, as part of his kind of prayer activities with Cord. But that's kind of basically what I'm going for. Nothing real crazy outlandish, just kind of simple and straightforward. I feel like this is one of those things where if I'm trying to add an ability like that, if I'm trying to add a feat, or at least part of a feat to my character, then that seems like an appropriate use of a 30 roll in a downtime activity.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts, and what do you need from me?
I'm trying to...
I mean, I can read out what I'm looking at if that helps in terms of the magic initiate feat. Basically, I'd be looking at magic initiate as a cleric. It would allow him to add one, or it would basically, the feat itself says 2 cantrips of your choice from the class's spell list and 1 first level spell from that list. And you can cast it at its lowest level once per long rest. Your spell casting ability is dependent on whatever the class is. So for cleric, it would be wisdom.
It's a good feat.
It would allow me a little bit of extra versatility for maybe some cantrips that as a paladin, I don't have access to.
Okay.
Unless I choose a different oath, which I'm not
before
really trying to choose a different oath.
Before I get you to roll, I'm gonna give you a little insight based on what Rosalia says. She says it is a strange thing to consider for me, because I didn't become a cleric in the most natural sense. My uncle who you now know is not my blood uncle, but my uncle Torgrin, he is technically also he's not a cleric of Cord, but he does speak highly of Cord as somebody who is adjacent to his god, who is Valkur. It's a Valkur. He's a god of sailors and favorable winds. The only reason...
Is that her god? He'll ask. He would ask as part of that conversation.
She says yes, but specifically because it is my uncle's god. Now,
so you practice the religion, but it's by association, not necessarily by faith?
Sort of.
Entirely by faith?
Religion isn't always an absolute. I do have faith. I understand that the gods are real, and I understand that Valkur didn't bring me back, but from my understanding, had a big hand in helping my uncle bring me back. I show appreciation to Valkur every day because without him, I would not be walking on this plane. However, I'm not the devotee that my uncle is. I'm not the devotee that you are. I watch the way you worship Cord. It's not just worship. It's almost familial. You treat Cord almost like not a father, but somebody you respect in the same regard. My faith is shaken constantly. I'm a thing that shouldn't be. I shouldn't be walking. I don't even know if I'm considered alive. And when I ask those questions to Valkur, those answers go unanswered. Those questions go unanswered. But
maybe the reason has yet to be maybe your reason for returning is yet to be found. Like maybe that is the purpose of you returning, is to find the answer to that.
She says, I've actually thought on that, and I don't think that's the case. I think the reason that I was brought back was to find you. Not just you, but to find Nerissa and Jesus and Valerith. I think I was specifically brought back to help you guys. The gods know of things that are coming that we don't. And when we fled, I never thought I would see another living being again. I thought we would just be running forever. And instead I found you and found my way back to a civilization that was being affected by my sisters, and I don't see that as coincidence. I think if you are trying to find a deeper connection to your faith that will open more doors and give you a better ability to help those around you, you should lean on your faith with the conviction that you always do, but with the understanding that faith can be a little more fluid than rigid.
You know I want to help people. That's, as I said a week ago when I spoke to everyone, my goal here is to help everybody be the best versions of themselves as possible, and to do what I can to, protect us all. And not just, like you said, not just those of us around me, but those beyond, those that don't have the ability to protect themselves, people like that. I mean, maybe that's why I had such a strong connection to him, is because I saw him as somebody who needed me to help him in some way. And I feel like I did in such a wild way, you know, like all of a sudden I just introduced him to this thing that I love, this other thing that I love, this hobby, this passion, this profession, this joy that I have with food. Weirdly enough, I was able to share it with him, and because of that, he took part of that and made it his own.
And now he's flourishing.
Yes, and I see that as a positive effect, although I don't know what his coming nuptials might mean.
She's like, I heard about that. I think Scam's gonna ask me to be maid of honor, and I don't want Nerissa to be mad about it.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna be the father of the partner. I don't know how to label that. I mean, I'm the ship's captain. I might.
And do goblins have like regular marriage rituals? Like, do they? Are we gonna have to find some kind of like goblin priest or something? There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of unknowns. I'm probably gonna have to have
a conversation with that and explain to him what it is humanoids, how people often see this thing called marriage.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to think about that for a while. That's gonna make my head hurt. Anyway, okay.
She claps you on the back and she says, "Do what you do best. Have faith. And understand that it may..."
Thanks for clarifying, because I wasn't sure what you meant.
Yeah. It might not always lead to success, but it will always lead to another open door for you. What's through there may be good or bad, but if you tackle it with the same conviction that you always do, Brunk, I don't see it being a detriment to you in the long run.
Well, Rosie, I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here. Even if we don't know why you're here. Even if that is why you're here, is to help us with whatever's coming in the future. I'm beside you just as I am beside everyone else.
She gives you like the predator clasp that she turns into a hug, like when you give her the clasp, she like pulls you in and gives you like
warrior.
A tight embrace. And
yeah.
She just whispers into your ear, "I believe in you." I'm going to give you advantage on this roll. You're trying to pursue a different facet of your belief. It's not... Cleric work is not too far from being a paladin. It's kind of like the same but different for ways that you show your gratitude to your god and explore your faith. What I want from you, we're gonna get a religion with advantage. You get your +4 from Jesus. I'm gonna say the heart to heart from Rosie also gives you another +2.
As an intelligence roll?
Is religion normally intelligence?
It is. It's considered a knowledge-oriented skill. So.
I want you to roll it as if it were a charisma roll.
Okay.
And when you choose to roll it, you should be able to just change the ability modifier temporarily for it.
Well, and I wasn't sure if you were going to go wisdom or charisma, and I mean charisma. I had a plan for if it was possibly going to be a wisdom, but since it's not and it's charisma, it's this. I mean, it ends up being the same bonus either way, so it works. I have a charm of wisdom. And
Yeah.
I thought, well, I've got 14 wisdom. I can boost my wisdom if I needed to, and because I haven't found another reason to use that charm.
No, in this case, I'm gonna say it is going to be your spell casting stat here, and if you succeed, I'm going to circumvent the caveat for the magic initiate that says that your spellcasting modifier has to be wisdom, and I'm going to say that instead it is going to use charisma.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go with an 11, with a plus 11. It's a plus 11. All right. I saw that 18. I was
Inspiration.
like, so close. I don't have an inspiration. I've already used mine.
Aw.
But I didn't fail it by I failed it by less than 5. So I'm not, terribly put out by it.
And it is the kind of thing where, again, like, you take some time, you sit down to commune with Cord, and Cord answers. And you say, like, I want to explore my faith further. I want to enhance or widen the range of abilities that I have to be able to help the people around me. And he simply says, I can appreciate that you want to, but there is a different path for you. He says, it is a worthy pursuit. One very fitting and becoming for somebody like yourself, Brunk, but there is a different path for you.
Okay, big guy. I trust you.
As the night comes that evening, a storm rolls in. You guys are still, I think, where, like, at Talkorith's eye socket, still lashed to one of those upper ribs. A heavy storm comes in that for most, like, you guys have to hunker down, lock things away, everything is fine. But for you, Nerissa, the storm brings you a feeling of dread. You don't know what it is, but it feels like something ominous is coming with the storm, and it's a feeling that you can't shake.
Okay. Am I getting that sense, like, from anything in particular? Like, am I sensing, like, something from sea creatures, like bad vibes, or it's just vibes?
It is bad vibes, and it's coming from the storm itself. Like, the storm as it rolls in, like, it feels like there's some kind of danger that is approaching with it, but you could not say what it was. But there's a deep sense in your gut that, like, something wicked this way comes. Something evil, something that gives you a very bad gut feeling is approaching.
Okay. Before I turn in for the night then, given that feeling, I'm going to just, like, make some rounds around the ship and, like, make sure everything is looking good, like, make sure everyone's okay, make sure that, like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna, like, make sure we've battened down the hatches, so to speak. Like, I just want to make sure that we're not, like, leaving stuff open or out that doesn't need to be out, or, I'm not gonna, like, freak out and tell everyone, oh my god, I got bad vibes about this storm, but, like, I'm just gonna go make some rounds around the ship before I go to bed and make sure everything looks kosher.
Give me an investigation check.
God damn it. These rolls tonight are not good.
You don't feel anything in the water. You send out the water vibes and there's nothing. You go around the ship and kind of make sure everything's secure, everything is locked away. The orb is back in its safe place. You're not sure where the feeling is coming from. It's less of a premonition and more of an instinct. It is just your gut is telling you that it, not even just to like have your walls up, but like that something is coming. And it's something bad.
I think I would probably confide that in like maybe Rosalia or Brunk. They're the two that I'm closest with on the ship. Not in like a hey guys, everybody panic, but just in a I can't shake this feeling kind of way.
Rosalia will give you comfort. She says like I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, so don't worry about that. But if something's coming, we'll be ready for it. We always are.
Okay. Okay, good.
I'm looking at Rosalia like her god's supposed to be the one giving us favorable winds, so he's apparently out to lunch right now.
She kind of like gives you a little glare, but like with a smirk, like, okay, come on now. Motherfucker, I told you that in confidence.
The comment went over
my work
Nerissa's
right
head.
now. He's affecting my work, okay? I'm trying to have a mutual understanding here, but he's messing with my job.
Nothing happens during the night. You don't get attacked by monsters or anything. And the storm, like, does like first of all, before we kind of settle in for the night, and you guys are able to take a long rest to restore any used spell slots for the downtime or anything. Does anybody do anything else before turning in?
I mean, I'll take up position in the crow's nest. I have no reason to not stay up there, even in a storm.
Yeah.
Gotta keep an eye out.
You'll probably.
What happens if we set up Q near the healing crystal?
Does not repair him.
Yeah, I didn't figure it would, but I figured it was worth a shot.
And it's not like his like aside from being like broken or like his limbs not functioning properly, like he's still alive, and it doesn't seem like there's like physical damage beyond that. It seems like whatever hit him, it wasn't even the force of him hitting the wall, it was whatever force that hit him first has basically disabled those other functions.
Now, to fix that, would it have to like does it have to wait until next downtime, or if we like are taking more time on the ship, is that something I can work on before that?
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay, cool.
I guess if everybody turns in, I'll say, Nerissa, you have nightmares. You don't sleep well. Again, that foreboding feeling doesn't go away. Even once the storm passes, you feel like something's coming, and you feel like it came with the storm. Jesus, I don't know if you actually sleep tonight. I think you're kept awake by the crown loud in your head, that voice of the Shadow King calling to you, taunting you, goading you, telling you you're only good for so much. How many fireballs will you throw before you realize that I'm what you need? Brunk, I think you managed to get some rest, but I think that an uneasiness settles in you regarding just not just this kind of you're not questioning your faith, but you are in a pursuit of something more to help you answer several of the questions that you have. How do I get lyric out of the egg? How do I get stronger and be able to help the people around me in situations that are becoming increasingly dire? As for you, Valerith, sleeping up in the crow's nest, or not sleeping, but I guess meditating up in the crow's nest, because you need your 4 hours of trance. For you, it's not about dreaming. It's not about anything mental. For you, I actually need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Why is there a sudden dance party?
Trance music.
Trance music,
4 hours
yeah.
of trance.
Electronic trance music.
We both started bobbing our head, and I could see you, and I was like, "Yeah, we're on the same wavelength."
Same time. I've got the opening scene of Blade running the song running through my head.
Valerith, the reason why I made you make the save is because you are up in the crow's nest and the storm is so much harder for you to deal with than everybody else. And at one point, a like very strong, almost like it feels like if it was any stronger, it would be the start of of like a maelstrom. You almost get blown out of the crow's nest, but manage to kind of anchor yourself and stay in. But for like a moment, it's dicey, and you feel the wind like pick up your body, and almost like
it's time to lash myself to the mast. Good grief!
Yeah, you almost get tossed out of the bucket, and it's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, last thing I want to do is try to swim in this. Good lord.
But the storm eventually breaks. Sun replaces it once again. And you awaken to the smell of bacon, eggs, and fresh bread. I'm assuming that people would filter to the dining area for a little bit of breakfast, and when you do, you see that there is food already served out. Scam and that are sitting beside each other. They are eating, but only with one hand, as the other they are holding hands.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just jump out of the crow's nest because Lord knows that's all I need to do. And yeah, go get some food.
Yeah, you guys all sit down for breakfast. Scam, not knowing if everybody knows yet, makes like the announcement. It's like, I asked that to marry me, and that said yes.
Oh, congratulations, you two. I hope you get to live together in happily breaded matrimony.
I think we shall. And originally I didn't think I was going to stay on the ship. Many adventures to have once we got to Rovain, but now that my beloved is going to be living here, I'm going to have to find permanent residence here myself. Congratulations, you guys have a new crew member, and he kind of like claps you guys on the back.
Our crew member-in-law.
Well, okay.
I shake Scam's hand and congratulate him. I'm like, I knew you had this in you.
Scam like slaps aside your hand and pulls you in for a big hug, and he's like, I hope you understand that you're going to be my best man. My bestest mensch.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh lordy.
Rosalia, will you Brunk, I'm assuming you're going to be walking that If we have an altar, walking that to the altar. We haven't really discussed the ceremony yet.
I mean, I am the ship's captain, which I think, if I remember correctly from my training, gives me the authority to wed people.
Even better. I was going to ask Rosalia, but that works. Rosalia, I'm sorry, love, but that makes you flower girl.
Nerissa is visibly upset that she didn't get asked to be flower girl. Visibly put out.
Where are we getting flowers? We're in the middle of the ocean.
Nerissa, I was actually going to ask if you could help with decor.
Oh, of course. But, I don't know. That's not really part of the wedding party, but that's fine. Yeah, I'll help with decor.
That looks over and says, that make cake? Yes, my love. You can make as many cakes as you want.
So silly.
Lazarus, hearing this like whole conversation, fucking like loads up his plate with food, stands up, turns, and walks away. Does not say a word.
And I watch him go, and I'm like, what is he upset about?
Give me a
Maybe he
perception.
wanted to marry Scam.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, shit.
Is he jealous of Scam? Or jealous of that?
Nice.
That's
You
not bad
hear
roll.
him whisper under his breath, "Best man, my ass."
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You can thank Jesus for this subplot, because it's gonna get real wacky.
And I'm just kind of sitting here like, when did this become the love boat?
We've been at sea too long already.
Everybody starts kind of like looking at each other. Fucking Rosie locks eyes with a couple of people and does the eyebrows.
I'm looking around the boat going, yeah, I'm not seeing it. He's Brunk's like, nope, I'm not seeing any kind of, nope, not even entertaining that thought. He feels like the guy that's like, I got to keep things professional around here.
And yeah, you guys are kind of free to move about the cabin. You're still lashed to the rib right now. You got plenty of goals and things going on, so it really just depends on how you guys want to tackle things next.
I put the rum barrel in the on the ship's character sheet because I'm not going to be carrying the rum barrel around.
Of course.
I did some math and some calculations and figured out that if I want 1 liter bottles, it's about 20. I can get about 20 out. I consulted the goggle or whatever your identify spell dude's name is.
Carruthers.
Carruthers.
Carruthers. Yeah, I consulted the Carruthers of the real world and got some information. So I pulled a bottle. I will eventually pull a bottle for myself, but it is in the crew, I guess, cargo list. That way I'm not carrying around a 90-pound barrel of rum on my character sheet.
Oh yes, the god of information, Googly.
Googly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
other than that,
yeah, because right now it's just a matter of letting it sit for up to 2 weeks before you start the next part of the process.
I'm gonna say that I was thinking we'd sail west to the other
Past
side of the Pearl Channel.
Yeah.
The other side of it. See maybe, kind of explore out that way? Because I got the impression that we didn't want to go east.
I think it was just east at G6.
Yeah, there was something murky, red, evil looking that direction, and we steered away from it and headed. That's why we ended up going back north and ended up where we are now.
Yeah.
So,
before we do sail away, Nerissa, like after breakfast, she's just gonna quickly take a little dip, in the sea and check on her cat friend, that she hasn't named yet. She just keeps calling it Kitty. But she just wants to check in with it, see how it's doing. She's gonna talk to it about like what she like her 30 roll for downtime and like what she saw in the vision and stuff, and also talk to it. She doesn't even know if it can understand her, but she's just gonna basically use it to vent some feelings about the uneasiness of the storm as well, and like the nightmares I had.
Yeah, it'll swim around with you. It seems to understand you. It may not understand every concept that you're putting its way, but at the very least, it understands what you're saying. And with you, it is very friendly. The moment you get into the water, it's almost like an excited puppy. Like it's all over you. It's giving you little nuzzles and licks. And swims with you and just listens. Sometimes that's all you need. It's just something that'll just not say a thing and just listen.
Yeah. She is, when she mentions like the feeling of the uneasiness of the storm, and even the fact that she still felt like the storm brought something with it, like negative, she's just gonna be like, I know you can't tell me anything really, but like, you haven't noticed anything different with that storm, right? Just like see how it responds. Like maybe it'll give like a like a positive or negative reaction. But I just want to see if it picked up on anything being actually in the sea when the storm came.
Rather than just kind of like a yes or no, what it does is it guides you and tugs you towards the eye socket. Now empty, without the glow of the crystal. It's well, I mean, I think you have dark vision, yeah?
I do, yeah.
It's a bit harder to see in there. Your dark vision helps, but it brings you to the bottom of the socket, where previously tethers had attached the orb. And when you get to the bottom of the socket, you see a hole, probably about the size of... Probably about the size of a tennis ball. That appears to be growing. Not fast, but it's growing.
And like I don't remember the hole being there when we were there yesterday.
There was no hole or divot. It was completely solid, like undamaged previously. And it doesn't look like decay.
I was just about to ask that. Like, what does the hole look like? Does it look like it's like all like broken and jagged, or is it like smooth? Like
it's smooth.
Like something.
It's smooth. It looks like something ball shaped, like punched into it.
Can I see what's down the hole or how deep it is? Or
it's not very deep right now. It'd be like half the size of a tennis ball. But like it's half the size of a tennis ball, and if you sit for like 10 minutes, it's like maybe like a teensy bit bigger. Like if you take enough time to sit and observe it, you can see that it is growing. Spreading, if you will.
Okay. Do I feel anything like do I feel like a current like moving towards the hole, or like any sort of movement in the water around me?
No. In fact, inside here, aside from the movement of the panther, everything else is eerily still. There wasn't much in here to begin with, maybe like the slight debris. There's still debris from the bones of the exploded Fin Warden. But none of it is moving. Everything is in here is still. It is quiet. eerie, and the panther being in here, it's in here with you, and so it doesn't seem like it's going to move away, but it doesn't like being here. It's whimpering and seems scared.
Okay. Okay, I'll look at the panther and just be like, "Okay, kitty, thank you for showing me. We don't have to stick around here, and then we're gonna swim back out."
Yep.
When I get back to the ship, I'm gonna relay what I saw, like the whole, to my crew members.
And as you swim out, that foreboding sense in your gut, like that, it comes back.
So I didn't feel it when I was down in the eye socket?
Well, you did. I'd say it doesn't come back. It feels worse.
Okay. So, like, it's grown since then.
Yeah. Like that gut feeling, like there's something. You're not sure if the feeling you got from the storm is related to this, but like that gut feeling doesn't go away. Like it just intensifies.
Okay.
Like something like deep that like you're afraid, but you don't know what to be afraid of.
Okay. I don't know if I can do this right now because we got to do other stuff too, but I do have, at some point, want to ask Carruthers about the eye. But I am gonna share that the foreboding feeling is worse with like Rosalia and Brunk, and let everyone that was at the eye socket previously know about the hole that has developed and seems to be growing slowly but surely.
When you have these feelings about this forebodingness, when are you having them? Like, is it just in general all the time, or do they get worse when you're...
It started when the storm was approaching, and it definitely started feeling worse when I came back to the ship.
Have you had any negative feelings? Do you feel like when you get nearer to me that those feelings intensify?
I'm gonna step closer and see how I feel.
The feeling doesn't intensify, and you don't notice it, Nerissa, but Brunk, you watch as Nerissa's nose starts to bleed. Just one nostril. Watch as some of her blood starts to spill from it again.
I'm just casually gonna be like, no difference.
And I will, like, take a hanky and reach out and just kind of lightly rub under your nose and then pull it back and hold it in front of you.
Oh. Okay, maybe some difference.
I am carrying a fragment of the Fin Warden that we fought down in the ocean. And I think you've been having a negative reaction to your experience with that. And I thought maybe the fragment might make it worse. I had thought about giving you the fragment, but I wasn't sure if that would be a recipe for bad things to happen, given what we've experienced with Jesus and his crown.
And, well, what happened with the eye yesterday, too.
I was worried about this being a negative influence on you. And I don't know what to do.
Well, for what it's worth, I haven't...
I feel like disposing of the fragment, but at the same time, I feel like if we dispose of the fragment, it could be found by somebody else, and that could be a bad thing. That could be worse.
If I go towards the chest that the eye is currently in the ship's inventory, Does that have any effect? Do I feel the foreboding sense more? Does my nose start bleeding more?
You don't feel the foreboding. If you do get closer to where the orb is, you do get that reaction. Like, yeah, like you don't really notice it, but if people around you, they see that your nose will start bleeding, your eyes almost like you're crying tears of blood. And for you, you get this sense of calling and this sense of emptiness. The emptiness that you felt when you came to the first time, and for a moment you were a god, and then you were just a mortal being again. That's the sense you get. You get that sense of that emptiness, that feeling of a power that is that you should have, that you feel that you must have.
Has Nerissa explained any of this to us, or is this something that she's internally fighting with on her own?
I think I explained it after the first vision. Or maybe, I don't know if I explained how I was feeling, like the emptiness afterwards. I think I just explained what I saw. But I would share that now. I would be like, I don't know, I feel weird. Like
I mean,
something's missing. When I had the vision... Oh, sorry?
I was going to say, sea gods, the sea gods in our history have a tendency to be very chaotic, sometimes in a negative way. Like, obviously Rosalia's worshiping a god of sailors that, sailors in favorable winds. So, but the primary deities for like the actual sea itself can be exactly what the sea is: chaotic, unforgiving, dark.
In my second vision,
I'm worried about these visions and what influence it might have on you. Like, I chose Cord. Do you understand what I mean? I chose to follow Cord and Cord's teachings, but I also have a connection to Lyric, and I have that connection by choice as well. And it's an agreement. It was, both, but in fact, in many ways, both are an agreement. I'm concerned about what agreement you could make and how that will affect you. Because right now, the effect is not good. We defeated this creature, but at what cost?
I will also say that, I mean, it should not go unnoticed that, like, for that moment that Jesus was helping Nerissa with that orb, you didn't, nobody noticed him pull it out of the bag, but the crown was in his hands.
And that's also a concern. We see him. We see the crown. We didn't see him pull it out, but we saw it.
You saw him almost putting it on. Yeah. But nobody saw him pull it out of the bag.
You've seen the influence that this crown is having on Jesus. He's struggling with it. That the source of whatever. I mean, do we have any clue? Does any of the rest of us have any clue as to what the source of that crown is? Like, who do we have any kind of clue as to who is influencing Jesus?
all I know is it's the Shadow King.
So we do know this.
Yeah, because
the shadow. I mean, all the shadow entities that
I don't know that
facing.
Jesus is. I don't think Jesus has specifically told you guys that the Shadow King has been talking to him through the crown. From what I know, up to this point, Jesus has been mum about it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was assuming. So we know that that crown is having an influence on him, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And like any other artifact in this world, like this eye, like this fin, like my sword, these items that have special connections to others, to greater beings, can have both negative and positive and positive and or negative influence on us. And you have seen this influence on Jesus, and that is concerning. Like one of these days, Jesus will be a problem we will have to deal with. I don't want to see that happen with you. I don't want to be forced to fight my friends, my family, my crew. And I'm starting to feel very much like I am a dwindling light against an encroaching darkness. Not maybe dwindling, but shrinking due to the size of the darkness that is coming. And it frightens me.
I understand. I don't know what's going on with this eye that we found. But I think you're right about it being more dangerous than we realize. In my second vision, it was my own people that were fighting this god. I don't know if that...
Fighting against it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a sign that it's God's intentions. Even though this God, I mean, you're being influenced by the by what is it, whatever is left of
Could
the
help.
dead God.
Dead god could hold a grudge against merfolk after what we did to it. It's like...
And it wasn't just the merfolk. You know, Nerissa, that your people tend to keep to themselves. They don't actively go out of their way to interact with surface dwellers. But in your vision, they were working side by side. They were helping to guide the ships. They weren't directly working hand in hand with the humans, but they were fighting against the same god with them.
Okay. And I would explain that to Brunk as well. It was merfolks and humans working together, which never happened. So this god must have been a really formidable threat.
Like I said, what little I know of sea gods, the type of, gods that we see, they take, like I said, they take on the nature of the thing that they are, that thing that they represent. I mean, I've seen Cord. I've spoken with him. I've seen him in person. I've seen what he appears to be, which is it's both how I see him, but also how everyone that worships him sees him. And he, the things that the power that he has comes from the faith of the people that worship him. The more worshippers Cord has, the stronger he would be. But he would also be influenced by that faith, by who his worshippers are, and the nature of who he is and what he represents. But a sea god would be much greater than Cord. Like, it's a sea god is a representative of a primal component of the world. It's, I mean, he's like a god of land, a god of earth, a god of the sky. I mean, these things that are the god of the sun, these things that are giant concepts that influence everything about our lives. So a sea god being fought against and ultimately was slain, like, or at least that's what we would have to assume happened here. Is this god died?
He certainly retreated from what I saw, at least.
The question is, what took his place? Was it Valcor? Was it? But I have a hard time believing it was Valcor. Valcor may represent a component of sea life or life at sea, but like, who is now the god of the sea, or is there one? Is that orb searching for the next host, the next person, the next being, the next entity that will ultimately become the next god of the sea or sea goddess?
I think a question may also occur. Did that god even come from this plane? It's not a god that any of you have heard of.
But I mean, outside of character, a lot of times when gods die, their names are forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
They are, you know what I mean? Like, the people those that worship them are also no more. They forget who they were, and yeah, he may have come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he may have been fought against because he was an interloper or an intervening, a deity walking the plains and looking for a new place to influence, looking to spread his influence across another world.
For you, Nerissa, you
know who the god of the sea is here on this planet, on our world? Do we know who the god of the sea generally is considered to be?
I feel like that's something Nerissa would know if there was a current god of the sea.
Yes, and it would be the, like, whatever the traditional Forgotten Realms sea god is. Unforgotten Realms. There's a couple. For the chaotic good god of, like, the waves and things like that, is Valcor. The chaotic evil goddess is Umberly. That's the queen of the depths. So that's the one that Nerissa would probably know most commonly. Also known as the bitch queen.
Sounds fitting.
Yep.
There is also the Sahuagin have their own god named Sokola, which is the shark god.
It's the sea elf god. If we had sea elves here,
Uh-huh.
Again, may or may not have.
Yeah. Now, for you guys, you know that, like, planar shifting is not as uncommon for your plane, where like you've interacted, or not specifically you, but you've heard of interactions with people from other planes. The cleaning crew has worked with Stradbon Zarevich before, working for him. There are interactions with the other realms. So,
I mean, I practically proof of that.
Yeah.
Brunk as an Asmar.
Yeah.
So,
So it's not outside the realm of possibility that maybe a god wasn't replaced here, but you do ask a really great question in, if this god isn't where it came from, if it didn't originally come from here and it's not where it came from, what replaced it wherever it was?
Uh-huh.
And why was it here? What influence did it have here? The vision that Nerissa had the first time wasn't a god that was already worshipped. It was one that was watching civilization evolve in real time.
Uh-huh.
And had a small sect of worshippers that turned on it.
Yeah.
If that was even here, even if that was even on this plane, that could have been a vision from where it came from.
Did I see in the vision what those worshippers looked like? Were they humanoid or?
They were humanoid.
Okay.
Because what it was watching grow wasn't sea folk, it was surface dwellers. Something that normally wouldn't be in its sphere of influence for worship normally.
I think it's time to get Carruthers' opinion on it, since it looked like it was his great grandpappy that fought him or something.
Back in my day.
You're using the identify spell?
Yeah.
Hello, this is Carruthers. This is another use of the identify spell. Hello, Nerissa. What can I do for you?
Hey, Carruthers. I can't get too close to it because my eyes will start bleeding, but do you know what that thing is? And I'm just gonna, like, kind of pop open the trunk with, like, one of my arms on my tank and, like, point at the eye in, like, the storage trunk.
Carruthers will... You see for the first time in a long time, you've seen it before, but you see that Carruthers has a vision, like he looks fearful. He looks scared.
I'm gonna close the trunk again, but I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm not gonna make you keep looking.
So here's the weird thing. I mean, I am me, but I'm also not me. I'm a construct with the memories as you knew me, essentially. I don't know how to explain what I am to you, Nerissa, but I'm not me.
You're not the actual Carruthers.
I'm not the actual Carruthers.
Is the actual Carruthers still alive?
Theoretically.
Okay. I wonder if I could reach out to him. No offense to you, this Carruthers, but...
No, I mean, again, like, I'm not... I have my memories. I have Carruthers' memories, but I don't have... I have, like, Carruthers' memories of you. I am created from the bond that you and I made when you were a student of mine. So you, it isn't the case. I'm not like a ghost. When you left, I was alive. I taught you to use this spell, and you channeled me through it. Essentially, might be time to take a trip home.
Reach out to my mentor.
He looks, he says, I'm sorry, I can't be much more help, and kind of like looks around and sees the blueprint of the staff on the table, and he goes, oh, that's not right, and disappears.
Dang it, I was so proud of that one, too. Versus is gonna rush over to the blueprint, completely forgetting about the eye in the trunk at this point, and being like, where did I mess up? Just now poring over it to try and see the glaring mistakes that she's just not seeing.
See, Carruthers can be helpful still.
Yeah.
But yeah, technically, like, yeah, it's not... It's Carruthers. The identify spell is a version of Carruthers that you essentially conjured up yourself. It is an extension of yourself and your magical will. And so he doesn't have the ancient memories. I can't access
Carruthers. Yeah. However, he didn't actually identify the eye.
No, he did not.
He just looked scared and then changed the subject.
Yeah. It's because he doesn't know.
That's fair.
Which is also something, it shouldn't be concerning, but it's something to consider. That not only is this thing old, it's tied to this god that is also old, but whatever power this is, isn't something known on this plane. Because if it was something that came from this plane, Carruthers should be able to identify it no matter what. But if it's a mystery even to your identify spell, this is more than just a simple magical item.
I think when she revisits this moment a little bit later, when she's pondering, that will be obvious to her, but in this moment, she's just too concerned with the blueprint for that to have crossed her mind.
Yep.
She's now completely like, where did I mess up?
Okay then. Do we have something else we want to try to get into? Or something more that we need to work on with this?
We have all kinds of things. We've got an entire grid square off to the west we could go into. Several.
Sure.
Yeah, the eye's not going anywhere. We can still keep pondering it if we wanted to sail some more. How far? Carruthers said it's time for me to go home. I'm not gonna do that right now, but like, how far from my home are we right now?
Further than the map shows.
Okay.
Because the old sea chart shows surface areas, it doesn't show under the sea. It's too vast for the old sea chart to be able to track.
Yeah. Okay.
And where you come from, I mean, you ended up in Rudalius, but you ended up in Rudalius by basically like happenstance. You weren't intending to go there. You were an eco-terrorist looking to escape.
Yeah. I was on the lam.
Yeah. Home's far.
Yeah. Okay. Can I send a letter to Carruthers?
You could send a letter of sorts. I'm sure you could convince some sea creature to make the journey to send a message.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Just basically saying, hey Carruthers, I know it's been a while, but I've got some important questions for you if you're available. Your old pal, Nerissa.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure like some dolphin or something like that you give me an animal handling check.
Alright, I'm also going to give him the details for getting a hold of me on my communication crystal. So that way he can reach out to me when he gets the letter.
That would definitely not work that far. The communication crystal is based on a wizard network in Rudalius.
Okay, fine.
I don't even know
if got a 14, so I don't think the letter's getting to him.
Yeah, I don't even know if the crystal would work in Etherios. I don't think it worked in Etherios. I think you guys were too far.
Oh, fair. Okay, well, never mind. I'm just gonna tell him that.
14's fine. The animal we'll say it's a dolphin, seems to understand your intention and understand what you want it to do, and it takes this message that you trap in a shell or something and takes it away to deliver.
Perfect.
But that may take some time.
Yeah, that's understandable. Alright, so are we sailing west?
Unless we're all ready to go down to Rovane.
Yeah, because it's not. I mean,
it's been three days since we got our butt kind of beat up a little bit.
You guys have a pretty good idea of what goals ahead of you have. Like, you have the Rovane, you got a lot of side plots that you could pursue. It really does come down to what you want to do. Procrastination probably isn't great because you have no idea what Rosalia's sister is doing on Rovane. You just know that she doesn't have the key to get to the place where you guys want to go. And you know she has some fairly powerful allies.
I vote for heading for Rovane as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, circling around west towards like D5 and then heading south from there. Maybe, D5 to D6, D7 towards Rovane. since we kind of, and I only did that. We only sailed back north is because we had concerns about sailing south or east towards one of these sections over here, and that's why we turned back north and away from it.
Yeah, because you turned north because you were in the Bloomjaw Reaches, and then when you looked east, it looked like fucking the sky was red. And...
Right.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I don't think we were planning or ready to go to Rovain yet, or for whatever reason. So we just kind of headed north. So again, are we okay with doing the loop, or do y'all need a more direct route?
It'll add a couple days to your travel.
How serious is it, guys?
I mean, Nerissa is still not recovered from what she just went through, so, and Q as well. So a couple more days is not gonna.
Yeah, that can give me some time to work on Q, and
that's the other thing I want to make note of. Nobody really saw it before when it was happening in the moment, but you notice that when Nerissa is talking, that there is a symbol on her tongue.
Oh, what does the symbol look like?
It looks almost like a diamond, but the ends of the diamond at the top don't end. It looks like they keep going and kind of spiral around. And in the center is a circle with a slit that looks like an eye.
Yikes. So a symbol of the eye, kind of.
Yeah.
Great.
Wonderful.
Surely that's not going to be a problem for us.
The curse that's associated with her losing that or having that 10 health drop.
Okay.
Yay.
Now, do I consciously know that my health dropped like that?
No, you just feel weaker.
Kind of feel a little under the weather. Yeah.
You feel like this consistent fatigue.
Okay.
Right, then I'm sailing west through the Pearl Channel and on to the next square D5. That's where I'm headed. Whether we are going to do more with that in the next however long we have or not.
Okay. You are sailing west. You'll pass through the Pearl Channel. I am going to end session here for tonight. Because your destination in this case is going to be it's a session's worth of stuff to discover.
Fight.
Surprisingly, no. Surprisingly, not a fight. Maybe. Who knows? You guys are a bit crazy, but surprisingly, not a intended fight. But that's where we'll end for for tonight. We'll end a little bit early here. And we will pick this up next week where you sail west past the Pearl Channel and we'll see what you find. For everybody at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We love every single one of you. We hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And as always, power to the players. Have a great night. And yes, thank you, Joda. Thank you for being a real one. I don't know if he's still here, but he has been here. He was in the chat, so. He says, love y'all.
Love y'all.
All right. Night, everybody.
Night.
Hi.
Add another 5 points to your points cards.